Good morning. This is KCPS Homeroom, and I'm Ericka Mabion for our Real World Learning Experience. And this morning, I have Martha McCabe with KC STEM Alliance, and she's going to share some real world learning experiences with you. So, Martha, can you tell me a little bit about KC STEM Alliance and your work with the districts?
Sure, absolutely. So the KC STEM Alliance was founded in 2011, and the role was to really connect all the many STEM education partners and workforce initiatives that are happening in our community. And we work with all of the school districts and as well as some charter schools and private schools to connect both leading in school STEM opportunities as well as out of school opportunities. And, we're really fortunate. The Kauffman Foundation identified two best practice programs, Project Lead the Way, which happens predominantly in the in-school space, and then First Robotics in the out-of-school space. But what we understand now, as part of this broader STEM learning ecosystem, is that there are so many partners that are trying to work with our students here in Kansas City to help them maybe uncover a passion that they had, or maybe just have an opportunity to engage with STEM skills to help solve real world problems and things that maybe will solve problems in our big, global world, but probably problems just right here in our own backyard. And that's what gets us and the team at the KC STEM Alliance really excited.
Well, I heard you say real world problem solving. So could you explain why it's important for those students to gain those STEM skills and how they connect to those real world learning and problem solving?
Sure. So, as we think about the skills that are needed to solve those real world problems, you need to understand math and also how do you put together a chart that the community can better understand, or a graphic that can help people better understand the problem. And so right now there's an opportunity for kids to do that engaged learning as early as preschool, and then be able to talk to one another about how they're solving their problems.
That's so important. And I love that the learning does not have to stop and start at school. So I know that there's families out there, they've been doing virtual learning from home and all the hybrids and all those different scenarios. And our parents have really stepped up and really become engaged. So I'm wondering if they're wanting to extend those experiences in the STEM world, how can families continue to be more engaged?
So, when the pandemic hit, we at the KC STEM Alliance had to think about, how are we going to reach students when it looks as if they're going to be home for a long time? So on the KC STEM Alliance website, we created a whole host of resources called STEM at Home. And it's an opportunity for parents to go in and find activities, maybe things that they can do on their own, but also maybe connect to other partners that are providing opportunities. And some of the partners are providing opportunities where you can actually be in person and still following all the COVID safe guidelines. But even just looking around your house and giving kids a set of just random items and ask them to build the tallest tower that they can put together. And kids have fun trying to, figure that challenge out. But then what they really like is when it falls over, to redesign. And so it's that whole opportunity to build something. If it fails or falls over, you get to rebuild and rethink, maybe pull in a brother or a sister to help you out. So I think there's lots of ways that families at home can engage around STEM skills.
I know that as a classroom teacher that teaches STEM, I've really seen my students blossom. And in particular, I had the privilege of experiencing how girls really blossom and they learn differently within those spaces, and how I could really initiate some of those inklings and those curiosities within my girls and create an environment they could thrive. So could you tell us a little bit more of the interesting findings that KC STEM Alliance has revealed and developed within our ecosystem?
Sure. So, last summer, I think we all thought we were going to take a pause and then be back to work in the fall. And that didn't happen. Here we are in March and we're still, quote, pausing. And so we wanted to really identify what was happening with our girls in the city. And so last summer, we hosted a 5-part series, and thank you so much for your participation, on closing the gender gap in STEM. And we also, not surprisingly, talked to some girls, and we asked them about their experiences and their thoughts. And what they said was that as girls, we're social, so we want to do things together. So where are there opportunities, whether it's in the school day or in the out of school space, for girls to be together and to inquire and investigate together things that they're interested in? And then they also said you need to layer in a little bit of fun. And so we really look at programs that do bring that fun component. But we also know that the mentors that we bring into the classroom need to get hands-on and engaged right with them. And so we had a program that we were doing where the not only the girls, but also the mentors were building these fold scopes, which were paper microscopes. And the mentors had to read the instructions and figure it out right alongside with the girls. And I think when the girls watched the older women having some of the same struggles, they weren't as intimidated. Mm-hmm. And so they recognized that this is something that the girls and their mentors can do right alongside each other.
That is so incredible that we have that revelation and can have intentional situations that help girls thrive and discover who they really are. I'm also interested in knowing about other ways that students can follow their passions. I know we have after school programs and things that we have in our buildings and that students can, engage in and build on the things that they're learning in their classrooms from their PLTW experiences and, kind of build on that and thrive and really discover for themselves. Could you speak a little bit more about that?
Yes, so I think there are opportunities. So in the district itself, FIRST Robotics is really popular. And so we have opportunities for kids to be on FIRST Robotics teams as young as kindergarten. But, at the engineering zone, we have 2 Kansas City Public School District teams that are building the big high school robot called FIRST Robotics Competition. So they come to our engineering zone after school. They're there on Saturdays, and they have mentors coming in from different companies to help them build robots that are then able to compete and do challenges and score points. So lots of great opportunities to work with other partners.
So what I hear you saying is that essentially students can discover, learn, and enrich themselves starting at kindergarten with these STEM experiences and really figure out what they're good at and develop those things and even create a pathway of learning from middle school to high school. So they are really just engulfed in the things that really help them become critical thinkers, problem solving. Those soft skills are all developed and start to begin as early as preschool. And I know that you all work with in places like Operation Breakthrough and Link and Boys and Girls Clubs and our libraries. And so I think that really the students and families have a great opportunity within our Kansas City metropolitan area to just kind of really dive in and delve into all the things that are STEM. And I'm just really grateful to know that there are so many things out there. And I'm not sure that people knew that KC STEM Alliance was the best kept secret in Kansas City. They just need to go onto your website, look at your calendar. You have things that are posted there all the time. And I've just been really grateful as an educator to lean and depend on knowing that you had quality programming and opportunities for our students. So I'm really grateful for you being here and sharing all the things that KC STEM Alliance has to offer. And I look forward to seeing all the partnerships and all of the engagements that students and their families are able to participate with. So thank you so much for all of the things that you shared today. And I look forward to seeing you in our ecosystem, STEM and all things related to making kids become a better version of themselves.
Well, thank you, Ericka. And we at the KC STEM Alliance are so happy and pleased to engage with Kansas City Public Schools, to know that during the school day, the students have the opportunities, whether they're starting in preschool or all the way up through high school, that there is this very deliberate pathway of courses and course offerings and experiences that kids can have during the school day. And when you can match that with opportunities in the after school space, students have that many more opportunities to decide what they're curious and passionate about. So thank you for being a district that sees this as a priority for their students and providing those hands-on experiences.
Thank you so much. It's always grateful to have partners like you in our education ecosystem. And we appreciate you being a part of today's KCPS homeroom, where we are focusing on real world learning. Have a great day.
You too. Bye, Ericka.
Bye.